Hey everybody, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? That's why I set up the website, colinmullen.com. Hey everybody, today we're doing something different. And for that, what we're doing is I'm going to attempt to do an entire painting in 30 minutes. It's not a thing that I've done before, and it's not going to be easy. Most of the monologue from here on out is going to be done in post because I need to focus. But, wish me luck. So I'm going to start a clock. Here's 30 minutes on the clock starting now. So you might have noticed that this video is not 30 minutes. I made a decision later on to add an extra 10 minutes, so there's that. I'll interject every now and then, but for the most part, we're just doing... Let me put my music back on. There you go. That was me when I was doing it. Overall, like I say at the end here, I think it's like a 6 out of 10 painting, largely because most of the time when I do a painting, I spend closer to like 2 to 3 hours. I was going to say 2 hours, but 2 to 3 is probably more right. And, I speed it up. And a lot of the time you don't get to see that in, the finished result of the thing that I'm showing you on the videos is all of the stuff that's going on whilst I'm painting. You don't get to see the brush strokes. You don't get to see that stuff. And this is a different style than I normally do. Obviously I didn't even start off with the white canvas, and I probably should have, because, the skull, obviously there's a skull in this one, is white, and that could have saved me some paint. And I am literally out of white paint after finishing this painting. I think I've got like I could probably eke out like a couple more drops out of one tube, so I need to go buy some more white paint, but that's neither here nor there. As far as how the painting went overall, like I said, 6 out of 10. I'm trying to do a little bit more of an impressionistic sort of thing here, where, I'm not necessarily going for the exact, I guess more expressionist, because instead of going for the exact colors, which you would want as an impressionist, I'm going for, just the vibe of the color that's in the original. The chair is blue. The light from outside is, kind of bluish as well. The blue sky and all that. But the inside light that I've got here is very yellow. It's very warm. So that makes the bounce lighting from the opposite angle more blue, makes the chair blue, or makes the bounce lighting yellow, and then makes the light from outside be blue. And so you see it slowly come together where I add a whole bunch of blue down to the bottom and to the sides, and then the sides that are lit by the lamp have a lot more yellow. Generally speaking, during this, I think I needed to have a little bit less caffeine. I'm literally recording this directly after finishing it, so it's still fairly, the paint's still wet. So there's like these little, I don't know what you call those divots on a chair. But you can see one of those little divots, like where they put like a button or something, and it makes the chair not just like a flat surface, but it has like, holes. I don't know chairs.
Too watery.
What was that? I don't know what I just said there, but yeah, generally speaking, during the course of doing this painting, I'm mostly just panicking. I don't work great under this kind of pressure, and it needs to be right because I didn't have anything else filmed for this week. I had some 3D modeling, but I feel like the painting stuff is probably better for, art channel. People like 3D modeling, don't get me wrong, but I think that people would rather see the process, and that's really, I guess, what the point of this video is, right? To get the process of how I work and show that off. A lot of me just trying to figure out where I am in the piece. No sketch to tell me where to start things and where things should be. I really hate that green drip that's just going down the right side right now. I guess I didn't see that. I cover it up later with more paint, but the paint is going on real wet. I think that's what I said there, was that like, oh, it's too wet. And so I kind of like backed down on the water amount. But that was, again, very much something that I did because of, you know, trying to meet the deadline that I set for myself. It's something that I would like to do, is to be a lot faster. A lot of, you know, how I charge for my art is, you know, I have experience in painting, and so I have, you know, you're really being charged for the experience of me being able, or the experience that I have doing this. Yeah, look at how, like, look at that. That's the tube that still has some paint in it. The other one had even less paint in it. And that's what I'm dealing with to get the white. So, like, I really had to get creative with, like, we're going to call this color something else. Like, that's not white anymore. That's, like, blue. That's yellow. That's red. You know, whatever. Like, the slightest amount of any color was what I ended up dealing with. This is why I always say, like, you know, I'm a strong believer in that, you know, restrictions make you have to invent, and the inventiveness is good for, like, your brain. It allows you to go, oh man, I don't have all the tools I need necessary for this. Right? I gotta get it together somehow. Sorry, it's the same music every time as well. I haven't had a chance to write any in the past, like, 2 years, so, or whatever it's been since this song has been the song for this channel, but I digress. I used to do, like, I would upload basically what you're seeing here without the monologue over it as, like, an extra, like, Patreon reward tier thing, but I don't think anyone watched them. I looked at the view counts on them, and there were literally, like, 2, and that was, like, when I was doing, like, the search engine optimization, the SEO, for each of the videos. And it's like, okay, so, like, people who are paying for the Patreon are not watching them. And it's this extra step in the process that I can cut in order to have more time to do other things, like, you know, painting and such. I've been just really kind of dead set on doing a lot more, like, video game stuff, making games, rather than painting. I switched brushes here from a really huge brush to a smaller brush. We got most of, like, the big areas filled in, so moving to a smaller brush is fine in this case. Sculpting out where the nose is, get that one cheek, get the side of the eye, and then we get the highlight from the, you know, the sun pouring in through the window there. Let me know if you like this style of video. I'm just like, you know what? Let's try something different today. Again, restrictions breed innovations. And, you know, going, okay, I don't want to put out another 3D, you know, a video of me doing 3D modeling, because I don't think that y'all like it. It's not that you hate it necessarily, but, like, the video is not, I don't know, I don't think it really provides anything useful. I think what people have been really wanting and asking for is more technical knowledge and less, like, philosophical stuff. I really like, when I'm doing art, to listen to people talk about the philosophy of art, or the philosophy of just, you know, like, I don't know, things. You know, I think that the actions that we do when we do art are, you know, like, largely we're just putting marks on a page, and that would be irrelevant if we didn't, you know, mean something by it. It would just be there to be pretty, and there's something to be said about things just being pretty. But I like to think that there's a point in the things that I do. Like, I'm trying to achieve something more than a surface level, like, thing. not everyone's like that. Not everyone's got that same, you know, need or want when they do art. Some people just want to do art for the fun of it, and that's great. Oh, geez. I'm gonna get some water. Here we're gonna just like sculpt in like the nose, the eye. Again, just trying to get like my bearing on where I am in this painting. And I'm not doing like long strokes because I know that like by doing like more gestural kind of brushes. Oh, here it looks like I'm saying stuff. I guess that's all I had to say. Gave me a minute to get up and get some water. I'm trying to film this while, like, we're trying to record it while I'm watching it as well, just to make sure that, you know, I fill out the time appropriately. So, yeah. I guess that's, like, me. But, you know, if you don't have the technical knowledge of how to put paint on canvas or do art, that's probably more helpful information to you. So I hope that you can just like maybe look at what I'm doing here and go, why is he doing that? And then, you know, maybe add that to your work. I decided I was going to try and like do the thing where I have like a more tan background, partially because this is a failed painting that I decided I was just going to paint over. And having a tan background is like a, you know, the world kind of is beige, brown. I remember seeing something about like, you know, the color of the cosmos is coffee. Like coffee with cream in it. Because like if you were to take all of I don't remember exactly the content or the concept there, but my point being that like, you know, having kind of a beige background is generally like right. Like a raw sienna or whatever you want to call that color, like a mid brown. If you're wondering if I'm doing well or not during this, I'm not. This is like the second attempt at this. The first one I didn't time it, and I feel like that was my major issue. Was like I just did like a normal painting, but I stressed myself out, which is like, what was the point of that? Like, it's not short. I think I ended up recording for like, you know, 2 hours and just freaked myself out and didn't do good painting as a result. I think it's obviously better if you have time to just sit and enjoy a painting as much as you can enjoy painting. I think anyone who does art kind of knows what I'm talking about there. And there's times where I'm really enjoying painting, you know? But there's also times where I'm just like, why are you like this? Why is my hand doing this? Like I said, we've got the light coming in from the lamp, and the lamp is very yellow. You can kind of see it on the white walls in the back. Sorry about all the clutter there. That's just how I live my life. I don't really have a dresser to put away things in. I have a closet, but the closet has this weird divot for where the stairs come up. So, like, you can actually, like, walk up the stairs without hitting your head on, I guess, the bottom of the closet or whatever. It's fine, but it does restrict how much space I have to put things away. So, I should probably get a dresser, I guess, for the background. This bit I kind of diagnosed as being kind of blue-green. I might like crank the audio on the background just a bit. So right now I've got it at like 1.8 decibels, and I think it could be up to like 3.4 and be good. We'll see how that goes. Again, more sculpting out of where the skull is, and it looks skull-shaped now. filling in the eye holes with blue. I try not to use black as much as I can with my work. Black doesn't really naturally exist in nature. Like, there are very rare times where you see something that is jet black, you know? Most of the time, it's more contextual. Good sniffle. We got the midtones down. We got, you know, the lighter areas. Now I'm going to add some dark tones. You know, started with the eye and the nose and just kind of sculpt out where there's any sort of like depression in it. Make that a little bit more obvious. Get the teeth. I think I paint over the teeth a few times trying to get them right. I took a picture of the skull. That's why I keep looking at the camera. I think that, like, overall, despite the fact that I'm, like, doing a different thing, I think that, like, the overall, like, way I do this is kind of similar to how I normally paint. Except for with added stress for, like, really no discernible reason. I guess just for the fun of it. Would probably be good if I did this again to have like a view of the palette so you can see what I'm doing over there. But most of it, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not mixing colors on the palette. I'm mixing it on the canvas. And that way I get some more like prismatic, bright colors coming in. When you see like that kind of like, I don't know, like... I don't know, that red is sort of like that red of like aroma tomato that's like not quite or maybe overripe or whatever, or like the sheen of it. That's just because there was already wet white paint there, similar to what I'm doing there. I will say the camera makes all of the work I do look so much better than it actually is. And there's still some weird artifacting. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Is that because it's like dark in here? Maybe. Is that just because of the... It's probably just the preview. The preview is at like 960 by 540. What is that resolution? Okay, again, trying to sculpt in where the lighting is. White also doesn't usually pop in as white, but like there's times when you get like, I don't know, the sun glinting off the water over the lake or something. That'll do it. Originally, I was going to do this with like some really beautiful pictures that I've taken around my like area. But then I realized that's just like shortcut to doxing myself. So I was like, okay, well, I got to paint something that isn't that. I was like, well, I guess I'll do the skull. I should probably go on a road trip, you know, go real outside of my area and take some pictures and then come back and do this with those instead. But yeah, if my paintings are faster, then that means they're cheaper, right? Really like how bright that yellow is getting. That's good. A little bit of white on the top. It's beautiful. I love that for me. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Like, it's totally overblown. Like, the chair is blue. It should not be that yellow. But I was like, okay, well, I don't have enough white. Why do I keep sniffling? What is wrong with me? Allergies, I guess. Yep. I don't think I really recognize how much time has passed just yet. What happened there? Fix the music up a bit. Oh, here we go. I'm going to start saying some stuff about... Let's see where I'm at mentally. Hopefully I'm doing okay. I remember not doing okay at around this point, so there's that. Oh, wait, no, that I had that cursor way off. Okay, so that's not now. That's later. But... yeah, I like that color. That's a good color. Yeah. Nice bright little green. Kind of a sea foam. That's good. Chair is blue. The lighting is yellow on that side, so that mixes to a kind of green. That makes sense. Look at the lighting coming in from like outside, but also it's bouncing off the skull, but the skull is white, and so it's like over brightening this area, and it's like the one bit that isn't shaded by the armrest that's super yellow in this painting, and also like not shaded by the skull or like the other armrest. So this is like one of the brighter parts here, is this bit back there, and then also the bit in the back behind the skull, because I kind of put the skull like dead center of the chair. Again, add a little bit more white to kind of make the... I wish I knew any of the names for these bits on the skull. I kind of just know what they look like, you know? Maybe we don't boost the audio that much. Maybe we just leave it at the 1.8, so that way it doesn't have the... Like, at this point, I'm literally just putting the brush into the tube of paint and pulling out any of the paint that I can, because, like, I can't squeeze it enough. Like, there's not enough in the tube left to squeeze. I will say that that was a major restriction to this painting and the previous one. I'm going to have to order some more white paint after this. Try and make that nose ridge line pop a bit more by having a little bit extra white there. Again, trying to do the same thing with like the side of the eye and like the ring around it. Etching that in, and then whatever that bone is that's like your cheekbone that connects up to like the back of your head. I've gotten most of the nose hole done, but there's a little bit of a brown bit where I haven't like sculpted in what that should be. I'll get to it later. Okay, here comes the bit that I thought we were at. Let's see what I'm saying here. Yep, that's art for you. That's a good point. Just screaming. Okay. I need to do other things. I need to fix the rest of this. Uh-huh. How'd that go for you? It actually ended up pretty okay. Why are you panicking, dude? I gotta use up the white that I've already got because I'm running out of white. Yep. Try not to leave any white on the, I've been just using like cardboard as like a palette for the last little bit, and honestly, I think it's like a really good idea. Because after it gets like super duper like flooded and I can't like find any space left to put paint on it anymore, especially with gouache, I can just, you know, slightly lighter one there, so we can kind of like, hold on, strip it off with that, and then this can be darker here because it is, and then this can be a little darker here because it is, and then the light's coming in, and then we got this little bit here, which informs that that is actually a thing, and then we got the cheek one. How much time do I have? Oh, cool! Good. Man, this is not my speed at all, nope. Dude. Holy crap. Anyway, yeah, no, using a cardboard allows me to just throw it away once there's too much paint on it. And, like, I don't know, there's just always some random piece of cardboard we have. We get boxes from, like, we order our pet food for our cats. We got... Hold on, I got some more crap to say here in a sec. It's a little extreme, but I can back it down with some of this white. Down. This is not the right paint for this job. But it's the paint I got, so it's the paint I'll use. Good point. No, you don't. Don't you go there. Don't you do this to me. I'm getting singing song. Okay. And then we just gotta do some, like, markings for the teeth, and then... Okay, I mean, it looks like a skull now. We need to make this, like, much darker and not have that brown, because that brown's not anywhere here. Nope. It's a blue chair. Active commentary is very hard while doing this. And my music stopped. Gotta go find another song. I think that probably adds another, like, 10 minutes to every painting. It's just me finding another song. You know? Just little side treks to go find something to listen to. As an aside, it wasn't actually music. It was like some random thing on, like, I think the Golden Girls. I've never watched the show, but I was like, yeah, a retrospective on, like, the Golden Girls, like, spin-off episode about, like, or spin-off series about, like, a hotel or something. And, like, the importance of it during, like, the 1990s and, like, the Rodney King stuff. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's see what that is. And it's like, all right, yeah, that was okay. I didn't really need to watch, like, a 30-minute documentary on it, but, you know, it's all right. But like I said, you know, I like to listen to things that, like, are about stuff. I like to hear... I like thinking. It's fun, you know? Kind of trying to get the edge of that armchair actually, like, or the arm of the chair actually sculpted in, so that way it's aimed the right way. It's got a bit of a curve to it because, you know, that would be more comfortable than a jagged edge. Really just laying on the blue paint thick here because, like, I really needed to get it a lot darker. The end of the painting is a lot darker than what we've got here. In a minute here, I think I take another look at my timer on my phone and I have another panic attack. Let's see if you can pick up on where that is. The phone is just under the screen that I'm looking at for the references. I think it's good to try and not, like, over focus on an area. Like, try and, like, bounce around to different areas. So, like, you know, I needed to, like, sculpt in where the eye was, but then, like, I also needed to get the teeth in. And, like, with the restriction of time like this, I need to, like, you know, make sure that I spend an equal amount of time on each element, or the amount of time that it needs. And, like, the eye/nose is kind of, like, right dead center of the canvas, so it's, like, way more important. So I did spend a little extra time. I can count signing as the part of the time, but... Yeah, I didn't end up signing it. But, you know, I don't think that the signing is really much of a part of the composition of any painting. Unless if you're actively trying to make it part of the composition of the painting. I kind of like the more subtle, like, orange that I've got here than the one I ended up with. I just look back at it, see how that went. Getting close to that 30-minute timer, dude. You're running out of time. Look at the chair. It's still not blue. There you go. There's the blue. Now, some of that is because I got to wait for the paint to dry. Obviously, like, gouache dries super duper fast. Like the yellow of the armchair is probably dry. I think it only takes like maybe 5-10 minutes for it to like get dry. I'm using acrylic white paint for the white, but gouache and acrylic mix so well that you can kind of just like do whatever you want with it. They're both water soluble. So like they have like a very similar style of working, but gouache doesn't need, I don't know, you don't need to have the tubes. You can have like little like plates of it. I don't know what those are called, but I really like those. Not happy with the way the chin line is here, so I, you know, also need to add that there's blue for the blue chair. So I'm like, all right, 2 birds, 1 scone, as my wife likes to say. She got that from... I know it's going up, but I don't care. I'm gonna do a little bit more. I don't know why I'm so singy-songy today. Here's where I completely break script and just keep doing stuff even though I'm not supposed to. You know how I was saying, like, yeah, this is gonna be 30 minutes? Yeah, you notice based on the time that this video is, that's just a lie. That's just a straight up lie. At some point here in, like, about a minute, I should really just start a new timer. Add a little extra time. I think if I set it to like an hour, maybe? Like 45 minutes is not a bad amount of time to do like a sketchy kind of painting. Yeah, actually, God. I kind of like the subtle orange that I had more than the one that I end up with. That sucks. Oh well. I mean, that's the nature of not doing it on a computer instead, is that like you can't control Z back to it, and you don't have layers in the same sense that you do on a computer. Yeah, just add the more blue. Get that section blue. The fact that the background isn't blue probably just means that I blew it. And that's the sound of 100 people unsubscribing after that joke. Let's give it another like 15, 14 minutes. 10 minutes. Let's give it another 10. I think I can finish in 10. I'm close. Like, this looks all right. You know, from a distance, when you're not looking at it too hard, it's pretty okay. Encouraging words to say at an artist. It looks okay when you don't look at it too hard. No, it legitimately does look pretty okay, but the background is very muddy and very, like, not there, and then the skull is, like, pretty much sculpted out as I think it ends up, more or less. I changed the colors up a little bit, but just trying to get all the brown to not seep through was a lot of this process, unfortunately. Like, the yellow would just pop as a regular yellow if it was on white. So I guess that's, like, a trick that I should remember to do, is that the brown background that is so common in so many different like recommendations on how to start a painting, like that's how they used to do all the Impressionist paintings, is they would kind of like have like a light brown, not as dark as I've got here, but again, I didn't want to waste white on the background just to, you know, get it that color, especially because I'm going to paint over most of it. Highlights from where the light is hitting it. That's where the button is, roughly. Kind of see all the converging lines point to a spot. coming along. It's looking all right. We're getting there. It's happening. We're doing it. Here we go. Look at paint. There's me putting on too much orange. Like I said, I kind of prefer like the more subtle color that I had before rather than this really dark color. I think I was just like very much in the mood to just darken all the colors. And I think I probably should have left them a little bit lighter. Lessons learned, you know, watching the replay of your work. Hear that like athletes do that. They just like watch replays all the time. See how they did, how to do it better. Maybe this is a bit of that. Adding in some more orange to, you know, break up the monotony of a lot of blue. We got the blue from the chair. We got the blue for the skull. Adding the orange in will allow me to get a little bit of darkness in without like using the black. Dabs of white to brighten it a bit more because there is a little bit of light hitting it from that angle. Really trying to sculpt in the teeth on the top row because we just don't really have the top row of teeth. We really just have the bottom row. There we go. A lot of the teeth ended up getting like darkened down quite a bit by the me trying to just draw them out using the blue. Man, this is actually coming together. See, this is exactly how painting goes. Is like at the halfway point, I'm literally screaming at the canvas, just being like, what is wrong with me? Why am I doing it this way? And then like at like, I don't know, 70% of the process being done, I'm like, hey, I'm actually kind of competent. Let's go. It's really that middle bit that kills me every time. That's when like the depression kicks in and I'm just like, oh God, why do I even call myself an artist? And you get to hear and it's like, okay, all right, I can fix this. I can make this work. Adding yellow because I know I'm gonna have to add more light. And I know that like the light from the lamp is yellow. And I'm like, well, I can't do white because I'm kind of out of white at this point. So let's just add some more yellow and use that to lighten things up a bit. We don't really have like a precision line on where the back of the chair is, but you get like a vague idea of where it is. Taking a minute to step back and look at it, get some new paint. I want this area to be like a little bit like by mixing a little bit of orange or brown or whatever with blue, you get to a, you know, quote unquote black, but it's a lot more of a natural black than you get from like an, I don't know, Mars black or whatever. That just like completely deadens an area. That's not really what I'm going for here. And especially with the more like loose expressionistic style here, I can just like say it's orange now because I want it to be orange. This is also another way I can like have some value there that isn't white, that is light, but we can have the super bright spot from where the sun is hitting the top of the skull to actually be straight up white. I'm gonna try and fix the buttonhole now again. A lot of yellow light from the lamp coming in. All the little folds and streaks from where the chair is being pulled in towards those dots. Little buttons on the back of the chair. Weirdly, don't see one on the other side. I think there's only like a handful of them on the chair. There I am trying to believe that the yellow will be blue by the time that I flip the brush around and start stroking it down that angle. And it's not. And yet I persist to try and, you know, change reality. Sometimes I add the wrong color in because I'm like, that's the color I have and can use. And that's not right. We can also draw some of the color from elsewhere and pick it up and bring it over here. Making that a little bit darker is fine. By having like just a little bit of yellow and blue mixing. Kind of realize that this needs to be pushed back a bit because like the light is coming from the left and to the right and there's not really that much light hitting the chin. So like it does need to be back down just a little. That spot is being hit by the light, but it is darker just by, you know, nature of that being recessed a bit. I gotta say, like, this model skull I bought one Halloween is probably one of the best investments that I've ever had. Oh, we're almost at the end of the video. I should probably thank the people on patreon.com/RevScarecrow. If you want, you can help me make more videos like this. $5 or more gets you in the credits, like my mom and dad. I love you. Thank you to Wapfu. Thank you, Tofoundor. Thank you, Split. Thank you, Spaghetto. Thank you, Sophia Nope. Thank you, Skelecorgi. Thank you, Seraph. Thank you, Reverend Joe. Thank you, Mortis. Thank you, Michael Carr. Thank you, Mario Pereira. Thank you, Luna Ray. Thank you, Kayla Hollinger. Thank you, Katie Valent. Thank you, Josepher. Thank you, Gabriel Bennett. Thank you, Freak Wannabe. Thank you, Egg. Thank you, Count Cannoli. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Aggie Wag. And thank you, Ants. I feel like I've been gargling steel wool, so I'm not going to scream that one this week. But the timer should be coming up here any second now. And I'll give my final thoughts, and I'll leave you with there it is. I'll leave you with my final thoughts as I just finished the painting. I hear it. Yeah. Yep, turn off. I would like for this to be different, and I think it needs some more love, but it's not much of an experiment to see whether or not I can do a thing to continue to do it after it's done, you know? I say as I continue to put paint on the canvas. I don't know, man. I think it came out okay. In addition to this not being my normal style, it's also, you know, made a lot harder by the fact that I have no white. I am almost completely out of white paint. I threw away one tube because it was empty, and this is the remainder that I have of the other white. So like it's difficult to do, but I also don't know where the cap for that went. I will have to find it in a minute, I guess. Yeah, I've gotten paint all over myself in the fury and the panic, but hopefully we learned something. I think it's a bit childish, and I think it needs about another like 20-30 minutes for me to really actually be happy with it. But my regular painting time is, you know, 2 to 3 hours. So this is 44 minutes, 45 minutes. I think that this is okay out of 10. I would give this like a 6 out of 10, you know? Like, needs improvement, but not bad. I think as a experiment, it was fun to do. And I might do it again, especially depending on like how y'all feel about it. But I gotta go record the backing track that you were just listening to. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.